Hello Internet! Good news! I have my world's invite. Yesterday there was a Premier Challenge in Manchester. I went to it, I won, so it's nice to finally get some wins together, I guess. And the last International Challenge results have come through as well, and got some points from that as well. So altogether, hurrah! I finally got my invite. I'm not gonna waffle on about it because it's about time, to be honest. This format hasn't been the nicest to me, but we're here on BattleSpot using Lipod and the weird team that we had last week. Now I have just done a game on BattleSpot. I did win it, but my opponent had lots of question marks for his Pokemon name, so I was a little bit dubious about that. We did win the game, so we're a little bit higher on the ladder now. But hopefully we'll find a proper opponent now, and we'll get a good game. It's always the dream, isn't it, when they're creating these lovely videos for you people. So we find someone from Taiwan who's going to Worlds this year with a very similar rating to me, with a Big 6 team. Well, there you go. So I don't think we've had Big 6 on this channel yet, playing it with this team, that is. So this is what we normally do against Big 6. Groudon is Groudon. Yeah, Xerneas is Xerneas. Smeargle as well. Yeah, the team that I just played was like a Big 6 team, but it had a Kyogre instead of a Groudon, and a Thundurus instead of Kangaskhan, I think. And we sort of led the same. We sort of did the same thing, but and Scizor won us through as well. But it was a pretty confusing game with all the question marks and all the rest of it. So I'm just going to sort of leave that to the side, and we'll have this one, I think. This person says he's going to Worlds, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Maybe he's already got his invite. You never know. But yeah, getting my invite yesterday means I can relax, finally. Next weekend is the UK National Championships, the first European National this year. And having the invite already basically means it's just a fight for a potential paid trip, I guess. I would need to probably get to the final. A top 4 might do it, but it's just one of those things. I suppose top 4. I've still got some Premier Challenge results that I can get if I need to. So there's potential if I got a top 4, I suppose. But big ifs and buts. Let's just concentrate on this game for now. But yeah, it means I don't have to stress on finishing in the top 128 basically to get championship points from it. For my invite, because it's already sorted, so I can relax. I can maybe try and enjoy Pokemon a little bit more now. Okay, so our opponent took his time selecting his pocket monsters, as we see quite a strange lead actually. Yeah, Talonflame and Salamence. So we can presume no Kangaskhan here, and maybe Xerneas, Groudon in the back. Talonflame is potentially an issue, but I'm not sure how willing he will be to just let me Thunderbolt it. The Groudon switch is really good for him here. The Quick Guard is a potential as well, so I don't want to go for 2 priority moves. So, I don't know, maybe a Fake Out on the Salamence and maybe a Thunderbolt on the Talonflame to cover it. Let's go for a Thunderbolt on the Talonflame to cover it. If he switches the Groudon in, maybe I can Swagger. Oh, yeah. I was thinking maybe just going for a Thunderbolt on the Salamence. He might protect the Salamence. Okay. Or he might not even bring in the Groudon. So at least we're getting maybe like a 25-30% chip onto the Xerneas now. And the Salamence, if it protects, I can Encore it, potentially. Or it's just getting a little bit of tiny Fake Out chip damage on it now. Okay, so not a bad turn one. We know he's got the Talonflame in the back, which we do know could be an issue. We've got to expect Groudon is the last one as well. Yeah. So I kind of need to keep Thundurus safe. Talonflame is an issue. Xerneas can't one-shot my Thundurus here. So I'm honestly tempted to like Swagger and Thunder Wave the Salamence. I do want to Thunder Wave the Salamence. The Xerneas might be a little bit worried about like a Taunt or a Thunder Wave itself. Okay, well, something Groudon is getting swaggered. Okay, so I don't think he'll go for a Geomancy here. He is probably knocking out my Lipid. This wouldn't have been a bad position for me if my Lipid had a Focus Sash, but, you know, Breloom's got the Sash on this team, because then, you know, obviously the Foul Play would do a lot of damage next turn. Yeah, he's got to be going for a Dazzling Gleam here. Yeah, okay. So it does mean that I've got a nice switch into Kyogre. Although, well, he's not going to bring his Talonflame on that, is he? He might bring his Salamence back in, but the Salamence is threatened by the Thundurus in a way. The Xerneas is probably going to protect as he brings one of them back in, I would say. You would think that, wouldn't you? So I am going to go for a Water Spout here. Yeah, definitely a Water Spout, and a Thunderbolt onto the Groudon. If he leaves it in, then I'm knocking it out, which is good, obviously, because then Scizor is okay, although there is the Talonflame still. The Xerneas might protect here because I can Taunt it and I can Thunder Wave it. If he brings in Talonflame, then it's going down, you know, either way. But yeah, if he brings in Salamence, which is what I was expecting, then the combination of these two should knock it out. Yeah, he protects the Xerneas, which is good. Now, okay, so we called that turn okay, but he can basically just bring his Groudon back in now. And it's situations like this where Roleplay would be really nice on my Thundurus. Because, I don't know, maybe it depends on if he is a special or physical Groudon. Because if he goes for an Eruption, then Scizor is just going straight down. If he goes for a Precipice Blades, I can't really see that. But if he does, then at least Scizor should survive the turn. Okay, so Talonflame's getting paralysed, but you've really got to expect this is an Eruption. Yeah, if I had Roleplay, that would have been game over from there. So I don't know. Roleplay is a consideration. Definitely is a consideration. And it is just Eruption. Okay. Well, there you go. Thundurus might survive this. No, it doesn't. So all he needs to do now is switch his Groudon out, and if he gets a Brave Bird, like if the Talonflame gets fully paralyzed here, then maybe I've still got a chance because he'll switch the Xerneas into a full power Water Spout. It'll go down, Talonflame will go down. He'll bring the Groudon back in. His Sun will come back up, but we are timid, so if anything we're speed tying, and he is special, so Earth Power doesn't really do much to Kyogre. So a full paralysis on Talonflame, and this game could be winnable. Ice Beam will still probably 3-hit KO the Groudon too. So we'll see what happens here. Talonflame does go for a Brave Bird though. Okay, so no full paralysis. That's unfortunate. And that is the game over. Nothing that we can do now. Yeah, maybe a critical hit on the Xerneas. Ooh, well, it does go down. With the critical hit on the Xerneas, okay. So we'll see. Like, I'm pretty sure, because he did get that Brave Bird off, you know, it's the damage, the chip damage onto the Kyogre that basically will allow him to, just 2 Earth Powers will knock me out here. And I don't know if if it's not a speed tie, if I am max speed, Ice Beam, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Earth Power. Maybe I need a critical hit. But, you know, we'll go for it, obviously. Well, we are speed tying, and this won't knock me out. But, yeah, it puts me in range of another one. Well, that does look like a critical hit. The RNG is trying to help us out here. If we win this speed tie, I think I do need another critical hit. But this would be the cheesiest, jammiest win. But he wins the speed tie. Okay, so we don't get that one, unfortunately. So we almost, you know, almost came back into it. If the Talonflame did get fully paralyzed on that one turn, then my Kyogre would have actually won. You know, 1-on-1 against the Groudon in the sun. So yeah, there is that. But yeah, Big Six is not. It's not a team that this one likes playing. I mean, I don't think anyone enjoys playing against Big Six, but you know, this team is not refined enough, I suppose, to have a really good enough time against it. So, you know, it is what it is. We've still got a decent rating, haven't we? So, we'll carry on and look for another game. Hopefully, we can you know, have something more to celebrate after this next game, because you know, it's never fun playing Big Six. Incidentally, the Korean Nationals were this last weekend as well, weren't they? I've not seen the results from that. From one source, I have been told that a Big Six team won that tournament. Wow, this guy's got a really high rating. Yeah, from Spain. It's not Big Six, at least, as well. But if Big Six really won the Korean Nationals, then that's not good, is it, really? But whatever, let's focus on this. Yeah, so if any of you know, like, where you can see the results of the Korean Nationals, then yeah, post it in the comments so we can all see, because, you know, good information for us, isn't it? But yeah, this guy from Spain, España, has a pretty solid team. Very solid team. Let me just close my email thing, so it's not going to beep at you again. Okay. How do we go about this? I mean, again, he's got a Thundurus. Thundurus is a big problem for this team. Electric types in general are a big problem for this team. They hit both of my restricted Pokemons very hard. Like, nothing really appreciates taking a Thunderbolt. I like Breloom's the only resist on here. So, like last week when I was talking about this team, like I was saying, it really does need to change. This is just a bit of a fun sort of team, I guess. But we'll go like a Thundurus. I think, like, Breloom does look quite nice here. And I think we'll go Kyogre as well. In which case, Ferrothorn could potentially be a problem, but like I said last week, this Breloom is very slow and it's very physically bulky as well. So this Breloom should beat Ferrothorn 1-on-1, but the problem is getting it into that 1-on-1 situation. Okay, so Salamence Thunder, so no Kangaskhan. This lead is actually fairly common, isn't it? Thundurus, Salamence. Thundurus carry Protect fairly often these days. The Salamence probably doesn't want to be paralyzed itself, so I'm actually going to go for a Fake Out onto the Thundurus and a Taunt onto the Thundurus, because my Thundurus is very slow. So his Thundurus, I'm almost certain, will be outspeeding my Thundurus and can taunt me first and whatnot. Yeah, this Ferrothorn was always going to be the problem. If he protects his Thundurus, then yeah, it's a solid play from him. And this worked out. Yeah, and unfortunately we don't get to see like speed tiers either. So his Thundurus could be max speed. It could. I don't think there was anything else on his team that really wanted a focus sash. So this Thundurus I am expecting to be max speed. He might just taunt my Thundurus first. Maybe he'll taunt the Lipid so that he can't be encored himself. Yeah, but I really do need to get rid of this Thundurus. It's a big problem. These two, Thundurus and Ferrothorn, they're a huge issue for this team. It's really not good. I'm going to go for a foul play, but on which one? I think I'm going to... I think I'm going to swag foul play his Thundurus. And see what happens. He looks like he is going for a Thunderbolt here, so if he hits himself, he's breaking his sash. If it is a sash. He does hit himself. So this Thundurus is potentially going to be going down now. The problem is, he's probably just Gyro Balling my Lipard, and, you know, that will knock that out, obviously, too. And I'll have one less thing. Yeah, it's on the Lipard. I'll have one less thing that can actually, that can actually hit his Ferrothorn for a loss of damage. He did actually fail to knock out my Lipard, so this Ferrothorn, you've not been eating your spinach either, have you? Okay. So we're not in the worst of positions. Thundurus is sitting here quite happily, actually. I'm going to go for a Swag Foul play onto his Ferrothorn now, because the Salamence is not so much of an issue. I can't really see the Ferrothorn protecting here, although it might do. Maybe he'll double protect, although I don't think he will. Yeah, the Salamence protects. Is he double protecting? Yeah, no double protect. So, you know, we're getting this turn right. If it's not Lumberry, then there is the, you know, confusion chance as well. And, like, the Swagger, although, yeah, confusion is obviously very nice too, it is really just to get this huge chunk onto it with the foul play. Yeah, and with the barbs, that's not going to knock my my Lipard out. If he hits himself here, then even better. Wow, he does. So we're getting some fortune in this game. Yeah, to say the least. So we can encore the Salamence. I don't think I've got anything that really wants to take a Hyper Voice. Like, he will be going for a Hyper Voice here. So maybe I could put in the Kyogre. But a Thunderbolt isn't going to knock that Ferrothorn out. But I do want to paralyze the Salamence there. I could, I don't know, encoring the Ferrothorn into Gyro Ball won't really do too much for me, I don't think. Although it would mean Kyogre was a bit safer. So actually I will encore and Thunder Wave the Salamence. So I really could have encored the Salamence there. In which case he would have been locked into Protect. A Thunderbolt wouldn't have knocked his Ferrothorn out though. And he snaps out of confusion and goes for a Gyro Ball, which will do a good chunk to this Thundurus. It is +2. Yeah, almost knocks me out actually. Yeah, that was a huge amount of damage. But I have got Kyogre in the back, and a Water Spout might knock out the Ferrothorn, maybe. I have got Breloom as well, but I want to keep that safe because Breloom was actually pretty good in the matchup. He might have Dialga in the back, and I don't think Breloom will be able to two-hit KO it with Mach Punch, but but we did paralyze the Salamence so that the Kyogre had a nice switch here. The Ferrothorn can't protect because it is encored, so I am going to Water Spout, and I am going to Thunderbolt the Ferrothorn as well, because Kyogre's faster. I'll get the Water Spout. If it fails to knock it out, the Thunderbolt will finish it off. He can't protect that slot because he's encored. If the Water Spout does knock out the Ferrothorn, then the Thunderbolt goes redirected onto the Salamence. So, and if he switches out, then not many things are going to appreciate both of these attacks. Yeah. So no Dialga in the back. It is actually his Kyogre. Salamence isn't going to appreciate a full power Water Spout as well, especially if it is naive, but he does protect there, which is fair enough. The Ferrothorn, he's probably seen both of these Pokemon that I've got, Kyogre and Thundurus, and thought, yeah, Ferrothorn just wins me this game. He doesn't know that I've got Breloom in the back. But, yeah, that was nice damage, actually. Potential speed type. Not many people run max speed Kyogre, especially when it looks like his team is pretty bulky and slow in Trick Roomy with the Dialga. So I think, I don't know, a Water Spout and a Thunderbolt, will that knock Salamence out? If it's naive, it might do. So I am going to go for a Water Spout Thunderbolt, I think. I mean, the other option is going for an Ice Beam on the Salamence, but I don't really trust this Thundurus to be faster than the Kyogre. Oh, this is a tough one. It might be, if it is a slow one. This is really tough. I think I am going to Ice Beam the Ferrothorn and Thunderbolt the Kyogre. Just because it did look like a Trick Room team, and that Kyogre might be slow. So we knocked the Salamence out, that's good. And Thundurus is faster. Yeah, so nice one. Assumptions coming through for us, and we have got Brillium in the back. His Ferrothorn is not beating us here, so you know, this guy, he had a big rating, and we did get lucky. Thundurus did the business, but that's what Thundurus is there to do. He didn't have any Quick Guard, he didn't have any Lightning Rod, he didn't have any, well, I say he didn't have any Taunt, he didn't use Taunt, and that's what happens when Thundurus is free to prankster all over you, I guess. So, you know, another lesson for you. Don't let Thundurus swag all over you, I guess. But, yeah, so in the first game, we lost to the Big 6 team. And in that game, that guy from Spain, he was rated, you know, pretty highly. We got a few calls right. We got 2 swagger hits as well, which is obviously, you know, helped us out a huge deal there as well. So, yeah, pretty successful day, I guess. So thanks a lot for watching this, guys. You know, yay, I've got my invite, which is always nice. Please, you know, like and share, do all the nice stuff as well. And, you know, again, I hope you've enjoyed the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and goodbye for now.